Well, MTN has released its own low-cost Steppa Android smartphone. Mike Fairon's the GM of Products and Solutions at MTN, and he joins us now for more. Hi, Mike. Someone who appreciates the value of these technologies but can't keep up with all the developments. Explain to me the importance of this.
David, it's a critical component in terms of remaining relevant to what customers need. So what we've launched is a device that aids people from their transition from feature phones into smartphones. And what that does underneath is it allows them to access the internet and have a much richer internet experience, which obviously starts to change behavior and starts to change their lives. And it's important that the device and the underlying services remain relevant to what the customer needs and what they want. So if you look at what we've launched, it is a device that has an overlay of social media services as well as applications on it that can help customers in their day-to-day activity in it.
Is there no other product that has this combination?
At this price point and this value proposition, this is what we're seeing in the South African market is this is unique, and the uptake that we're seeing is certainly.
What sort of numbers have you had so far?
Basically, all of our stock that we've ordered has been taken up.
I always like to quote Henry Ford, who said that if they asked him about market research, and he said if I asked them what they wanted, they'd say a faster horse. How do you find out what people want when there are so many competing things for their attention?
I think being an operator, we're able to see what people do on the internet, not at a customer level, but at a globular level. So we see what services that they're accessing, and then we're able to associate that with a customer segment. So there's a lot of business intelligence behind this phone that has helped us shape the value proposition.
We had a picture of it there on the screen. Is it looking different, sounding different, is feeling different, or are the features that you say only evident when you get into it?
When you get into it, it has a MTN interface on it that is an overlay on top of Android. So people can still get access to the Android or the Google Play Store, so they can still have access to the open internet and those kinds of services. And then we've overlaid services on top of it as well.
What sort of lives do these products have? Because what strikes one is how quickly things happen in this world. So you have Twitter, for example, which didn't exist, or rather WhatsApp, which didn't exist 4 years ago, gets bought out by Facebook for $19 billion. And Zuckerberg says he doesn't think he could have paid more for it. So that's in just 4 years. A big company like yours, you've got to be careful that you don't invest in a thing, get it out there, and suddenly you're ambushed by something else that comes on the market.
Yes, I think innovation is a critical component in terms of remaining relevant and then keeping ahead of what's happening. So the Steppa phone is part of a bigger program, and we've certainly looked into the future in terms of the next type of devices that are coming. Also, what we do is we use partnerships. So Qualcomm has been an instrumental partner. They're a chipset manufacturer, and they've assisted us in terms of building the device, making sure that the services and the hardware specs and all of that are interoperable. So it's about using partnerships, collaborating with large other organizations, then also using our insight that we've got on customers. And there's a component of pure innovation where we're looking at it from a technology point of view.
Yep. I think of you in one way as a cell phone company, and of course that's where you and Vodacom started, and basically what you were doing was providing a service. This is now in a completely different place. It's almost like you take that service for granted and you're delivering products to the market that uses that service. How does that business model mix look now when you think of the different things that you're having to do? And one thinks also, for example, of going from voice to data and banking and all the other things.
So for us, we're certainly evolving from providing those traditional telco-based services. And what you'll see on the phone is us starting to provide other digital services. So we have a strategy around being involved and certainly aiding our customers' digital experiences. And this phone, or the Steppa phone, is part of providing those services and having relevance for a large component of our customer base that still uses feature phones today.
What's the next big thing, do you think? I suppose if you knew that, you wouldn't be working for MTN. I mean, you're doing your own thing.
I wish I knew that.
Yeah.
But certainly what we've done is the $50 smartphone has been talked about for a long time. And we've challenged that, and we've been able to meet what the industry's been looking for. And there are other challenges out there in terms of other devices and price points and value propositions that we're taking a hard look at and seeing how can we change that, and how can we provide some innovation to bring the cost of the devices and the services down, but also provide a very good internet experience for a large part of our population.
Does it get away from the slow internet that so many of us have to work with?
Yes, it does. So this is a HSDPA or 3G device, and it consistently looks for the 3G network as opposed to the 2G network. So by doing that, it's providing a richer internet experience. So people are able to get a faster experience, and they're able to access more traditional based services.
I want to put it to you, and it's not you particularly, but the companies like yours. I find that your products and your deals are ahead of the service that you offer when something goes wrong. So how would you respond to that allegation?
Well, what we've seen on this device is that the return rates or the fault rates are at the same range as any tier 1 manufacturer. So we've used the Qualcomm reference design process, which is a certified process that guarantees a quality outcome, so that we have a level of guarantee in terms of the customer experience and the faults that we will experience. And right now what we're seeing